Mai Fijian Voices is proudly produced in partnership with the British High Commission. Bar-Belle Fiji, welcome to Mai Fijian Voices. I'm Andy Blake, and this week I introduce you to three inspiring women entrepreneurs whose businesses are punching above their weight and well on their way to becoming household names in Fiji. Meet Nakita Irvin, the director of Tasty Island Treats and SME that is famed for their artisan fresh fruit ice pops. Using fresh, locally sourced ingredients, each pop is handcrafted to a delicious perfection that is vegan, gluten-free with no additives or artificial colors, and is a first for Fiji.
Bar-Belle Fiji, my name is Nakita Irvin and I am the director of Tasty Island Treats, and this is Mai Fiji. Ethnically, I am half E2K and half Asian, but I'm adopted. And so my adopted family were really mixed. My mother has maternal ties to Lao, to Matuku, and also Samoa and Tonga, and then her father is also part Chinese, and my adopted dad is English. But I grew up in the States, in America, in Washington, D.C., so I left when I was 7 and then came back about 12 years ago. So, you know, just culturally, I would say I'm very much, you know, a citizen of the world. But if anyone asks me, where are you from? I say I'm from Fiji, so. So Tasty Island Treats, we've been around for about 3.5 years now. And as you can see, we are a home-based business, and we're actually about to scale and move out of my house so that we can have a bit more room, and also scale up our operations. Tasty Island Treats is really just a concept originally thought of to utilize locally grown fruits. We are about to move into a commercial sort of processing space in Samambula, and hopefully by November you'll also be able to find them at Kundansing mobile station. So we're trying to set up something there, so we'll have our own branded freezer. But for the time being, our mode of sort of sales right now is we do direct deliveries to our customers. We also cater for events, and we pretty much do sell our products mostly at the Rock Market, the Vunda Market, Nausori Rock Market, and that's pretty much it for now. But once we go commercial, we should be stocking some supermarkets as well, so you'll be able to find them in more places. I really started this business because after sort of working in the corporate world and climbing the corporate ladder, you know, working in law and also development, I just decided I didn't want to do that. Like, I didn't want to spend my whole day at an office, 9 to 5, working under somebody who doesn't necessarily share the same outlook or sort of philosophies as me. So then I decided, well, I should start my business, and I've always sort of been a food entrepreneur, sort of from a young age. I used to bake and sell cakes and cookies to my mother's friends. When I got to college, I used to bake on the side just to earn like an extra income. So that's always been my passion. I really wanted to utilize and promote, you know, things that are grown in Fiji, and there's so much abundance of fruits and vegetables that are definitely underutilized. So I experimented and sort of explored the whole food space, and then came to the decision to make ice pops after making dairy ice cream and sort of selling it and sort of doing some market research. And then because the cream supply is really inconsistent, I had to rethink my supply chain. And then, coconuts are abundant. So that's sort of where I started, as a sort of dairy alternative, making coconut-based ice cream.
Along with her team, Nakita executes each fruit ice pop with panache, and these delicious treats can be found sold in the Suva and Nausori Rock markets, including the Vunda Beach Market in Lautoka.
Challenges have been sort of, when I first started Tasty Island Treats, there was a lot of pushback with my product, because people were like, oh, fancy ice pops. What's so special about those, And I'm like, do you even know what we do to get to this point? If they're like, oh, well, I can go to the gas station and get a 50-cent pop. I'm like, okay, go. So I think there was a learning curve for the customer base, trying to sort of tell them what our product is and why it's different and why it costs as much as it does. And while I understand it's, not everyone can pay $2.50 or $3 for a popsicle, but we're really trying to work on a recipe where we can sell them at $1, $1.20, so that we can, really get our product into the hands of kids, so that they have a healthier alternative. Because right now they're all eating the cordial ice blocks. It's just sugar and artificial coloring, and it has no nutritional value. And we're a country with a really high rate of NCDs, and so we really need to teach the younger generation that hey, you don't need to be eating all of this artificial processed stuff that's imported. You just look, in your backyard, and you can really just make lots of delicious things. Well, I think for me, when I sell ice pops and I see people, their reactions, it's just pure joy, basically, well, then there are some times where people eat an ice pop that they really don't like, and then I'm like, okay, well, not everyone's gonna like them, so I have to accept that. A lot of my customers left, they're the expat community, who were my main customer base. They left, and I was sort of worried. I was really worried. I was like, oh no, my business is gonna tank. I had all these concerns, but then I just stopped operations, because at that point no one really knew what was going on. And then I put Ulita and Mary on paid leave, just so that we can just be safe. It's the safest thing to do, I think. And then after, when we opened up in April, the response from the local community actually was amazing. My local customers came out to support me, and were ordering weekly. And I think one of the best things from the pandemic has been this real local buzzing about supporting local small businesses. And so I really hope that momentum sort of continues. I haven't actually received any sort of financial support in any way, or taking out any loans for Tasty Island Treats. Everything, we've sort of grown naturally. But with this NGO that I've started, it's basically, it'll help me also scale my business, because I was able to get funding for building a co-share commercial kitchen. So Tasty Kitchen Collective, what it is it's a platform. So it operates on a few different levels. So the first is that it's a co-share commercial kitchen. So if you are a food entrepreneur, or if you're working in the food space, you can rent out a time slot in the kitchen just to do your business, and it's affordable. It's really affordable, because it's all paid for. And then, because I was able to get this space, I'll just set up my own ice pop processing right next to the commercial kitchen, so we work side by side, basically. My main motivation is really just to get my product out to the market, and to get as many people to eat it as possible. And so now the next challenge is really scaling and getting our product into supermarkets. You really need people who just believe in you and support you, and especially if you're a woman. If your husband doesn't want you selling and making and selling stuff, that's going to be really difficult. Like, the other thing is you really need to have that vision, like I was saying. Like, if you can't visualize where you're going, how do you know what to work towards, right? And with that vision, you really need the drive and motivation to get where you're going. Because if you have the vision but no drive, you're not going to get anywhere. If you have the drive and no vision, you're not going to get anywhere either. So, and the third thing is you really need to have faith. You need to have faith in your product. You need to have faith in yourself. So being an entrepreneur is really taking a huge leap of faith into what you're doing. I'm Nakita Irvin, and you're watching Mai Fijian Voices on Mai TV.
Next, we meet Kim Beddoes. I introduce you to the queen of events management and decor. This is Mai Fijian Voices. Mai Fijian Voices is proudly produced in partnership with the British High Commission.
I'm Kim Beddoes, owner of Party and Events Fiji and Fiji Weddings, and this is Mai Fiji.
Nandi-based Kim Beddoes is the director for one of the country's most recognized events management companies that expertly plans and manages seamless events for both local and international clients. With our dynamic team, Party and Events Fiji has rapidly become one of Fiji's leading event companies, trusted by local and international corporates alike.
Hi, my name is Kim Beddoes. I'm a born and bred Nandi girl. About 10 years ago, I started my own business called Entertainment Pro Fiji Limited. I have two parts to my business. One is called Party and Events Fiji. We offer equipment hire for events, so tables, chairs, food warmers, cutlery, drink dispensers, anything you need for an event. That's Party and Events Fiji. And we also do decorating for events, birthdays and corporate functions. And my other business is called Fiji Weddings, where we decorate for weddings. I've been running for 9 years full time, and we were doing really well up until March of this year. But I'm from Nandi, and my company is based in Nandi, and we do events all over Fiji. My business inspiration came from my parents. My parents were entrepreneurs themselves. They started and owned their own company called Sun Tours Fiji that operated in the tourism industry for over 20 years. So I always knew I was going to be a boss lady, and I always wanted to be my own boss. And I had grown up I have a very talented family. There's a lot of singers and entertainers in my family, and as such, I grew up loving events. So my inspiration came from my own family. So that was the beginning of how I started my own events company, which is now called Party and Events Fiji. There's not enough time to tell you all the challenges I've had starting and running my business. There's been challenges with starting my business. My business application got lost. Like I said, there's not enough time to tell you all the challenges I've had. But when you start a business, you don't go into a business starting a business expecting everything to be easy. It is not easy. It is not for the faint-hearted. There are a lot of challenges you simply have to overcome, and don't give up. The tourism industry plays a huge role in my business. My Fiji Weddings business, which specializes in styling and decorating weddings, 90% of our clientele are international clients, Australia and New Zealand. Party and Events Fiji, I'm very grateful that as a result of growing up and seeing my parents, whose business was 100% dependent on the tourism industry, I made a vow to myself that when I started my own business, I would always start with the focus being local. So locals were my first clients and they are still my clients today. And I think that is one of the reasons that why my business is currently still surviving. And I couldn't come up with anything that I love more than what I currently do. And what we currently do is we organize and style events and weddings for individuals. I know it sounds weird, I love the stress. I love the build up beforehand. I love the problem solving, because when you have an event, when you have a wedding or an event, they're guaranteed is a lot of things that come up, a lot of problems come up. Things happen unexpectedly, and you have to problem solve. So I love everything about what I do. Therefore, no matter what mountain is put in front of me, even a mountain as big as COVID, I'm determined to get over it, because it's what I love doing, and there's nothing else I'd rather do than events and weddings.
In 2018, Kim was declared the Businesswoman of the Year at the annual Women in Business Awards. With a vast background in event management, marketing and media, she became the youngest recipient to date for this award.
COVID-19, wow, the impact has been total. We had to close down our business on the 19th of March. So the impact has been complete, it has been catastrophic. From March the 19th until the 1st of June, we had $0 income. It has been catastrophic. Right here where I'm sitting, I called my team together from Nandi and Suva, sat down, I drew on a whiteboard. As depressing as it sounds, I drew a coffin and I explained all the different nails. 2019, we noticed a decline in business locally. Amongst the local corporate market. So there was a downturn in Fiji's economy last year. At the beginning of this year, there was also measles. That was another nail in the coffin. Then there's been cyclones since December. That's another nail. Then our biggest market, which is Australia, they had their horrific fires that they experienced in January. That was another nail. And then so I explained to my team that I think this disease, COVID, that is coming, that's in the news, it might be the final nail in the coffin. So in February, I sat down with every single team member of my company, and I talked to them about their family, their living situation, and we created a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. I told everyone to start planting their gardens at home. I told everyone to treat every wage every week as if it were their last, because we were going to begin the process of shutting down the business in preparation for this. So that's exactly what I did. I gave notice. We used to have offices and warehouses in Nandi and Suva. I gave notice for that in February, and we shut down the business and relocated everything to one central location. And we actually shut down a day ahead of schedule. And the morning of the 19th of March, my team said, yep, everything's done. We've cleared the warehouses. Everything is relocated. And lo and behold, that was the morning, and that afternoon was the first COVID case. It is totally normal to be incredibly depressed. I'm one of the most happy-go-lucky, positive people you'll meet. And I gave myself, after we shut down our business, I literally gave myself 2 weeks to mourn, to feel sad and feel depressed, and maybe shed a tear or two, because as a business we had so many plans for this year. 2020 was going to be the best year ever for my company. So the first thing I wanted to say is it is normal to feel incredibly down and incredibly out, and to feel helpless and worthless and feel like you can't, this is it, I give up. That is normal, but you need to go through that experience, have a set time for that, and say, okay, this is the reality. We need to change course for the ship of, change course in your business, relook at your business, what part of your business is still relevant, what part of your business can you still earn an income from, and then you need to put energy and power into your business like you've never done before, because business since COVID is actually significantly harder. So don't give up, re-strategize, and move forward with all the energy you possibly have left. Interestingly, my aspirations for the future haven't changed much since COVID, because what my plan was before COVID is still my plan now. and that is, as a business, I wanted to become a lot more self-sustainable. For example, my business, in weddings and events, we use a lot of flowers. So it was already part of our plan this year to use the land that I had accumulated to plant our own flowers and our own greenery. I had already begun the plans to become more environmentally friendly. And again, COVID has been a good wake-up call for all of us to treat and respect our environment, our gardens, our rivers and our oceans, which we've had to go back to. Living here in Beddoes straight after COVID, it was really noticeable, the laughter in the afternoon. And it was that we'd never heard before. And it was because so many people that had lost their jobs were now coming down to the rivers to do fishing and to get their kai and everything to survive. So I hope that this COVID is a wake-up call for all of us to be a lot more environmentally friendly and considerate when running our businesses. So my aspirations for the future for my business is to keep on keeping on, to continue to give great service at good prices, and create wonderful weddings and events for our customers, but do so in an even more environmentally sustainable way.
Mai Fijian Voices.
Mai Fijian Voices is proudly produced in partnership with the British High Commission.
Bula, I'm Angie Narruhn, owner of the Barbell Fiji, and this is Mai Fiji.
If you're looking to dine on tasty, healthy and neatly presented garnished meals, then the Bar-Belle is where you need to be. Located at the National Fitness Centre along Queen Elizabeth Drive in Suva, this is the capital city's newest boutique eatery that is the brainchild of Angie Narruhn.
I was born and raised in Suva, so I've spent all my life in Suva. I come from a family that both my maternal and paternal side, we love to eat. We love to gather together and we love to enjoy meals together. That's where I get my passion for food. I also have a catering background, so I had been catering for numerous years and had always been encouraged by my family and friends to open a restaurant. The opportunity presented itself here at the National Fitness Centre, and I had a look at it and thought, why not, and decided to take the plunge. The Bar-Belle is located at the National Fitness Centre on Queen Elizabeth Drive in Suva. We open from Tuesday to Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. We offer lots of fresh home-cooked meals with an abundance of parking. Our menu is a variety of fresh food, both seafood and local food found in the markets. One of our most popular dishes is the jumbo plate. We also have fresh fish, seafood platters, and what you will find here is it's a little bit of everything that we love to eat. We mainly source our produce from the local market, but we also source seafood from around the country. It's important to us that we have fresh supply and fresh produce. So what we try to do is farm to table and sea to table concept, as freshness is our priority. Seeing the reaction of our customers when they come to Bar-Belle is something that fuels the passion for myself and my staff. The exciting meals that we try to put together, looking at the effort we put into meticulously cooking delicious meals and plating it so that it looks so attractive. These are some of the things that we aspire to do. And when we see customers coming back time and time again, that motivates us.
The food joint opens from 11:30 a.m. during the weekdays, including Saturday, and can be described as one of Fiji's best hole-in-the-wall food attractions.
In the beginning, when we first heard of COVID, there was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know what it was. How we addressed that was we straight away went to offer delivery options. Then there was lockdown, and the Bar-Belle and the National Fitness Centre was closed for a month. When lockdown was eased, we had to assess the risks and the impact on us and our business and our customers. So we opened up with social distancing in mind. At the time, we offered delivery services only again. Something positive that has come out of COVID, I would say, is it has allowed us to access to certain food produce that before were only reserved for the hotels. So for example, we implemented the grilled paka paka on our menu. And that is something that has gained popularity over time and is now one of our best sellers. It has and it hasn't, because quality and excellent service has always been a priority in the business. I have received tremendous support from my family, particularly my husband, my friends, my hardworking staff, and of course our loyal customers that have kept us going. I think what motivates me personally is my desire to succeed. For myself and the team, together it is our passion for food and our love for food and how we see that our customers enjoy what we plate, what we have for them here. To just keep thinking about what it is that they would like to do. People of Fiji deserve value for their money. And if they feel that they get that from your business and they feel valued and important, they will come back. Our food is delicious. We have great staff, a great location, an abundance of parking, and our customer experience is always important to us. At the moment, we would like to continue what we're doing well. We'd like to think that we're creative, so we'd like to look at how we can push the culinary boundaries. We want to continue offering good quality local meals to our customers and keep supporting local farmers.
Thank you for watching our show. I hope you enjoyed meeting Nakita Irvin of Tasty Island Treats, event management guru Kim Beddoes, and Bar-Belle's Angie Narruhn. Now get in touch with me if you also know of someone that has an inspiring story that we can tell on our platform. You can message me via our Mai TV Facebook page. Don't forget to like our page and share this video. I'm Andy Blake. This is Mai Fijian Voices. Nisama Demanda.
Mai Fijian Voices.
Mai Fijian Voices is proudly produced in partnership with the British High Commission.